Hello, my beautiful people. Try something a little different tonight, since I'm off today. Time to think about stuff and do stuff. I actually just got back from doing a Red Cross call. I missed pipe practice, um, but I do disaster response for Red Cross, and we haven't had rain since May, and we had pouring rain today, which is absolutely glorious, and we absolutely need it. And we get a fire call, and I was just like soaked. By the time I got home, I had to like take a shower, and then pipe practice is 45 minutes away, so I didn't get down there. But I thought I will come on, and I'm going to try something different. I've been doing a lot of different meditations that come with the Aura app, which I think I've linked below before, but I'll link before again. And I'm really trying to connect with my ancestors and learn different techniques that different traditions do. So I've lit some incense, and I'm going to focus my energy and read some cards and get a message from our ancestors. And hopefully my ancestors, my Celtic ancestors. And we'll see what their message is. We'll see what it is they say. So I'm going to just ground my space, and I'll be right back. So connecting with ancestors is totally a new thing for me, right? And part of it is, if you follow the channel, I am an academic. I have a very academic brain. So I always want proof of stuff and, something published in a peer-reviewed journal. And faith doesn't go that way, and I've always known that because I've always been a person of faith. But, people say I can connect with my ancestors. I'm like, well, how come is it so easy for them? I can't do it. I don't know what I'm doing. So, so I grounded myself. I have, like I said, incense going, purified my space. I took some meditation breaths, and I asked Spirit to guide me to the tools I should use for this work, which is my usual tools, runestones, cards, and then my pendulum, which I don't often use on the channel. So we will do that. And the thing that I kept hearing as I was breathing and setting my intention is just believe. Just be open-minded. Just be open-minded, and we'll see what happens. So we're going to do that. We're going to be open-minded and see what happens. So we're going to start with a pendulum. If you've not used a pendulum before, you can use anything. It can be a necklace. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to go out and buy a pendulum. I got this one in a box because I have so many of those boxes. But, all right, so you start off, just make sure it's not twisted as this one is. And you just make sure that it's set for yes or no. Now, people who are skeptics are like, it's just your brain, it's just your higher power. You have to believe it or don't believe it, whatever. But I'm not moving my arm. I'm not moving my arm. If it is my higher consciousness that moves it with my mind, okay. But, I believe that my spirit guide is not in here. My spirit guide's name is Seth, and he doesn't live in here. But I think, the messages come from there, because I know that I'm not moving it. So you'll just have to trust me. Or not. Do this on your own, and you can trust your own spirit guide. All right, so the first thing we do is just make sure that it's set to yes or no. So I say, hello, Seth. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being with me today. Can you show me yes? Can you show me no? I love you, Seth. All right, Seth. Am I able to communicate with my ancestors tonight? I'm saying yes. And if I'm ever unsure, if ever I think like I'm not being still enough, I'll study it and ask it again. Seth, am I able to talk to my ancestors tonight? So that's a yes. Seth, is there a particular ancestor that wants to come forward? That's yes. Is the person from my mother's side? And that's a yes. And Seth knows when I talk about ancestors, I'm talking about ancient ancestors. My mom has crossed over, her mom has crossed over, her mom's mom has crossed over. Those are, relatives, right? So ancestors to me are people beyond that, right? Beyond the people that I know. So, is the person who wants to meet with me beyond my relatives? So the answer is no. So that means that it's either my mom or my grandma or my great-grandma. Her name is Kate. Right, is it mom? Okay, not mom. I mean, mom always wants to talk to me. I talk to my mom all the time. Is it grandma? Well, it's grandma. Grandma Wickle? Aww. I was very close to my Grandma Wickle. She died when I was 9, and I was very close to her. My cousins called her Little Grandma because she was a tiny little thing. She's beautiful. And I was very close to her. And as the story goes, I was 9 years old, and my friend Angie and I had gone and taken our bikes up to the Rose Garden where we were roller skating. And I got this horrible headache. It was at 9 years old, you don't know what that is, right? Like, you get this horrible headache. And I just knew I had to go home. I knew I had to go home, and I had to go back to her house or something. And like, I booked it home, and I knew I had to get home. And as I was pulling my bike in, the hearse was pulling away. My grandmother had died because my grandmother had lived with us. And that is the first time that I knew, and I think that my mom knew, that I had some kind of gift. Because what 9-year-old knows that kind of thing? And I just knew. She was gone. And I always thought, even as a young person, that when she crossed over, that she left like a piece of herself with me. Because my mom said that I was a lot like her. I had a sense of humor like her. I looked like her. Oh, she was skinny. Sorry, Grandma. I like snacks. So, all right, well, we're going to start off with my grandma's name was Connie. I did not call her that, and she would kill me if I called her that, so I'm not going to call her that now. That's Grandma. And not Granny or Grammy or anything like that. She was English, so none of those silly American terms. All right, so we have our Iona stones. Put this out, and I'm going to pull one rune stone. A message from my grandma. Grandma. Only one stone that you want me to think about Grandma. A message from Grandma. She's cool. She liked to play solitaire. She would wear these little terry cloth robes, and she loved American baseball. She love the Phillies, or the Mets. She loved the Phillies. My brother liked the Mets. And she would curse like crazy and yell at the screen. Hysterical. I remember that from being little. She liked Fig Newtons, and she liked those horrible Necco wafers that were disgusting. But it was pretty much guaranteed we'd never eat her candy. But she loved Fig Newtons, too. She had an apple cookie jar. And they lived in a trailer. My Uncle Tommy and his family lived nearby. Alright, a message from Grandma. Ice. Isa. No idea what that means, Grandma. I don't know if that's about your life, about my life. I don't know if the runestones are the right thing to pull. I don't know what this means. I don't know if this was about her life or my life, or I don't know. My nose is twitchy. I don't know what that means. We'll ask for some cards. She had a very tricky life. feel like it's about her life. She, this is, common now, but less common back when she was alive. She divorced my grandfather and then remarried him. He used to knock her around, and she left him. She had been married once before to an Irishman, too, and he died of tuberculosis. I think that might have been her true love, and when she married my grandfather, he beat the crap out of her, so she left him. Then she went back to him, and my mother laid it out with him and said, if you ever lay a hand on my mother, I'll kill you. And my mom was built like him, so she was big. My mom was strong. So I feel like that Isa has to do with her life. And something she wants me to know about her life. Alright, Grandma, what would you like me to know about your life? I always wished like she had been there for graduation and stuff, because my dad's mom was very conservative and German, and I wasn't close to her the way I was close to my grandma. I mean, I was the youngest grandchild on my father's side, and my father was born when his mother was 45, so, the other grandchildren, like, my aunts and uncles were way older than my parents, and so their children are my age, so, and they lived kind of far away, so I was closer to my grandma Wickle. It's definitely something about her life she wants me to know about, so maybe we'll see it in the cards, how her life was icy. Alright, Grandma. 3 passes, Grandma. Spit out any cards you want me to look at. Pass 1. Pass 2. Pass 3. Okay, nothing from there. Those cards don't resonate with her. Alright, we'll try Earth Wisdom, Grandma. I feel called to read the description for Isa. Like the answer is going to be in there somewhere. Alright. One of the menacing stones means ice. Clarity, stasis, challenges, introspection, watching, waiting, ice, unstoppable force, stops and pauses, focus and self-control, lack of change, stuck, warning, everything freezes around you, power within us, what is coming from within you, icy condition of your life, locked in place, skating out of control, be patient, and the ice will melt. Self-control, pause, be careful, don't slip, process of, I really can't read my handwriting, process of growth, don't fall asleep. There's no inverted position. And I feel like that's how she felt in her life. My grandmother was beautiful, and I think she felt very stuck. And I think she's always kind of been there guiding me not to be stuck. My people are like, how can we do so much stuff? I'm like, well, because my mom, who was brilliant, just never went out. Like, she got better the older she got, but she was always afraid of her voice, and until she got older. And she never did anything, and I think my grandma too, I think, she was really smart and beautiful, and she kind of got stuck in this life, and it was always just a reminder to me to not get stuck like that, never sit still, never let things freeze over, but also to be in control of the things that I do too, and not be lackadaisical about things. Alright, Grandma. We have Earth Wisdom cards here. We'll do 3 passes. See if you have any messages you want to come out. Pass 1. She likes these cards better because they're prettier. Don't you, Grandma? Of course you do. I wish I would have known her as an adult. We have joy, Divine Light, and Relief. We got before. So let's look at these cards real quick. So Relief, there's a little castle in the background, and she's like walking away. Right? She's got this beautiful stuff. So she's relieved to be in heaven, I think. She's relieved that sticky situation of her life is over and that she's in the other world. She's relieved. And I mean, look at the beautiful flowers she's holding, right? She's not running away, right? She's done good work, and the history is behind her, and she's moving forward with beauty. So, and since I'm asking for that ancestral connection, I think it's a reminder to me. There's the symbol of the Awen, which, if you're familiar with Druidry, that's inspiration, right? She's been inspired by the things of her past. And perhaps that's a message to me, to be inspired by the things of my past, and my ancestry, right? Be inspired and be creative and bring beauty out of the things that have happened in the past. And then we have Divine Light, which is Stonehenge, right? And the standing stones, circles. And again, there's that beautiful, the beautiful past, and then there's a being in it, in the light. Like being in the light. I don't know if the person's walking to or from, but you get the sense, well, there's a little harp here. She's walking to the harp to create beauty from that light. So again, sort of that idea, like don't get stuck in one thing. Like continue to learn about your ancestors. Continue to learn about all the light and beauty that comes from your ancestors, and help to bring that beauty forward. And that will bring joy. Yeah, if you look here, so here there's the light and the inspiration walking towards this little harp, and then here she's playing the harp. Right? She's experiencing that joy. So she's going away with all the things that she's learned. She's creating joy and bringing joy. And I think in her lifetime she would have probably liked to have done more of that. I don't remember my grandparents ever going out. I know that my grandparents liked to dance. My grandfather liked big band music. And I think she felt stuck in her life. And she's just reminding me not to be stuck in mine. I think that's right. Let's ask her, shall we? All right, Grandma. Is that the message you wanted me to get? All right, Seth, show me yes. Show me no. Is that the message I was supposed to get from Grandma? Are there any other messages from Grandma? Should I pull them with stones? Apparently she wants me to pull some more stones. She's having fun chatting with me. I'll pull another stone. The Gibo stone. Just the gift stone. Grandma, are you talking about my gifts? Did the women in your family all have the same gift? So my mom had the gift too, but she hid it because religion makes you feel bad about having gifts. But when I was 9 and my grandmother died, like I knew that. I knew that in my heart of hearts, and I had absolutely no exposure to anything like that. And that has happened other times in my life where things, I just knew things. Like there's no explanation to it. And recently too. Recently, a friend of mine's daughter passed away, and my other friend who's clairvoyant and I were up at 6 o'clock in the morning texting each other because we knew that she had died. I knew that a coworker had lost a baby. I just knew it. There are things that I know, and that's a gift. My mom had it, but she hid it. And I think my grandmother had it too, and her mother. I think it comes down through that line. Grandma, does this gift come down through the women in our family? Grandma, did you use your gift when you were here in the physical world? Did my mom use the gift when she was in the physical world? No. So my grandma used it, but I was too young to know. But my mom was scared of it. When my brother died, she had heard my brother very clearly that he was with my great-grandmother, and I think she was just scared of it. She was scared of her gift. Is the Isis stone about me not letting my gift go to waste? I have to switch hands. Is the Isis stone about me not using my gifts right? Or ignoring my gifts? Is the Isis stone about your life? And the Isis stone was about her life, not about me. She just wants me to know that she had gifts and she didn't share them and use them. And she's excited to see me starting to know about them and use them. I love my grandma. She wasn't cuddly either. Like, English people aren't that cuddly, but my grandmother wasn't cuddly, like a cuddly grandma. She wasn't like the lady knitting, like, socks and stuff. She was, like, cursing at the TV screen at the Phillies. And that's the kind of grandmother that I needed. And the kind of grandmother I'm going to be one day. If my kids ever get lucky enough to have girlfriends or spouses or partners and adopt or whatever. Anyway, this was a lot of fun to do. I'm wishing all of you all the very best in light and love. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.